critics. They're critics. They're two unemployed critics. If you got a job, we can lick it. They're two unemployed critics.
We're Filipino, not Hasidic.
They're two unemployed critics.
But there's nothing wrong with being Hasidic.
They're two unemployed critics.
Good afternoon. How can I service you? What services do you require? How can I fulfill your desire?
What the hell are you doing?
I'm practicing my customer service lines.
How can I fulfill your desire?
Why? Too much?
Oh, no, yeah, customers really dig that. I'll get him in here.
Yeah, I was watching a Serbis by Brilliante Mendoza last night.
Okay, that explains it.
Yeah.
I know.
Intense.
Very intense.
Yeah. Have you seen it? Oh, check it out. Sexy drama in an adult film theater.
Very sexy.
Very sexy.
Yes.
Oh, my first customer.
Hey, good luck, man.
Thanks. How may I service your deepest desire?
Despite Chuck, he's actually right about this movie. I mean, of all the movies that we have reviewed in the past, this has got to be the most provocative, well, in terms of sexually explicit content. Now, I gotta confess though, I didn't think I was gonna like this movie right away, only because of something very shallow, the name of the director, Brilliante Mendoza. That's his name, Brilliante. I mean, who names their kid Brilliante? Talk about the pressure. But after 10 minutes into this movie, I dug it. I totally dug it, man. Now, it takes place in this old, dilapidated Art Deco movie house in Angeles City, aptly named Family, ironically. Now,
sorry, what's 4 minus 12?
12 minus 4 is 8, Chuck. 8. Now, this movie house is called Family, but don't let the name fool you. This is not a family movie. In fact, it's probably NC-17 in every place you go. The Pineda family, though, lives in this movie house, and they're trying as much as possible not to disintegrate between the walls of this old movie house. They show a little soft porn in this house. The family's trying to run the business. Mendoza brilliantly uses the handheld camera to follow the neo-realism through a labyrinth of stairs and dingy rooms, kind of unveiling all the various desperate characters, including this peeping Tom little boy, this projectionist getting serviced in the projection booth, and this matriarch Lola who tries to keep everything together. Now, the images are stark, they're beautiful, they're bold, along with an amazing soundtrack. The scenes, maybe the sexual scenes were a little bit gratuitous. They could have been curtailed a little bit, maybe. And despite the 91-minute runtime, it probably could have used a little editing. But let me tell you, I know it's kind of corny, but the director lives up to his name. Brilliante is brilliant.
You thought the film was brilliant? No, I'm gonna have to disagree. Gross. Actually, that is a good word to describe Serbis. I'm not gonna argue it was a really cool film like Alan was talking about, but it was kind of gross. I mean, very cool premise. Imagine a very dysfunctional family living in an operating adult cinema. Very cool. And there was some very cringe-worthy scenes. Not cringe as in bad acting, but cringe as in like really gross. Like there was a scene where one of the characters had to clean up one of the bathrooms in the theater, and The water was like all the way up to his ankles and he was just wearing slippers. Oh, it was nasty. And the same character, he even had a boil on his butt and he had to pop it with a soda bottle. That was even nastier. But in any case, with all the nasty scenes, he did a good job in portraying these characters. The actors did a good job acting it out. But it's one of those slice of life films where it didn't have a plot, right? You had all these interesting characters, interesting situations, and you know what? It had no conclusion.
I think I found the problem.
Oh, you found it. What a surreal day.
Oh yeah, you're telling me, man. Oh, but look at her. Sitting so quietly, just eating.
Yeah.
All in the middle of the chaos. Doesn't even know what's going on.
I know.
That's good. Sweet.
You know who she reminds me of? Adela. Have you seen the flick?
Oh.
Great flick! Wait, hold on a second. Ooh, very sad, huh?
Pensive.
Pensive and sad.
A lot of pregnant pauses.
Yes, pregnant pauses.
Oh, speaking.
Well, I think this was a really good film. I mean, it was made by Adolfo Alex Jr., and the main character of Adela was played by Anita Linda, a very popular, legendary actress in the Philippines. As you can see by the trailer, it's basically a slice of life film as well. No real plot, but a very, very interesting perspective of the main character, Adela. Again, like the trailer says, is celebrating her 80th birthday. Now, throughout her 80 years, she has ended up basically living in a dump all by herself, and she's just waiting to celebrate her birthday with her family. And she used to be a very popular radio personality, but this is where she's ended up. And you spend the entire day with her as she mixes around with the community of her own community, and you just see the highs and lows of her day. And we thought it was I thought it was a very, very touching depiction because you don't really examine, the perspective of the elderly, whether it's here in the United States or even in the Philippines. So I thought it was very, very interesting to see and how scary it was to be an elderly person in, the Philippines. Basically she's an 80-year-old person living in a dump. You can see the dynamic between her and her community. They go and take her to karaoke and try to support her, but all she wants to do is spend the day with her family. And seeing the emotions that she goes through throughout the day was, I thought, a very, very touching journey. And made me want to hug my Lola. So I figured, it's definitely a good movie to check out if you're interested in that perspective, and I thought it was a really good ride. So I recommend it. I wonder how Al thinks about this.
Man, thank you. That is an amazing Lola, man.
Yeah, amazing Lola.
She just came. Look, you gotta see this video, man. Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
See the head? It's coming.
Yeah. Anita Linda is great. It's great.
Yeah, she is. I mean, this woman is great. Anita Linda. If we're talking about Adela, this is an amazing movie to watch if you want to see character study. I mean, Anita Linda is the one who really makes this movie. You don't really need a lot of dialogue, as it shows here. You don't really need a lot of plot. All you need is a little Anita Linda, or maybe a lot of her. Even without the way she walks just across the screen. If you look at her facial gestures, her eyes, the slumping of her shoulder, it speaks volumes more than any kind of script you could ever imagine, really. What's wonderful about the director, what he does is he has a lot of static shots where he just allows Anita Linda to just do her thing.
Man, I love Lolas. I just want to give him a hug.
I know how you feel. But what do you say we recap?
Yeah, let's do it. All right, so let's start out with Serbis.
Serbis, yes.
Yeah, so what did you think?
Hey, man. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Mendoza. I thought it was great. I love the visuals, of course, and the whole slice of life, the pacing, everything. It was great.
Yeah, I'm not going to agree. We're going to keep that barrel in right now. I agree that was really, it was a really interesting premise. The actors did great performances, but the plot left me pretty unsatisfied because there was no plot and the ending was inconclusive. So I will just say peekaboo because it was a very good attempt, but kind of left me unsatisfied.
Oh, he needs a plot.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, but what about Adela?
Adela,
Nope.
I say lift the barrel for the Lolas.
Yeah. This
Yes.
one now didn't really have a plot, a very light plot, but you know, it was Anita Linda's performance that knocked it in. I say keep that barrel up too.
Yeah, definitely.
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 All right.
So,
well, that kind of concludes another one in the can,
That's
man.
right, another one in the can.
Hey, I've been Al.
and I am Chuck.
And
we're not fired! Yes! Oh, I love you. Thank you so much. You're great. It's all because of you. It's all because of you. You're awesome. Oh, man. Oh, you're so cuddly. What's going on? I can't see. It burns.
she's so strong. Lola, knees.
What happened? Lola, what'd you do? Ow, ow, ow. I can't see.
Oh, no, hey, it wasn't me. It was that old lady.
Ow. What's going on? I'm making a watch smokies. Ow.
Critics, they're critics. They're two unemployed critics. If you got a job, we can lick it. They're two